found the GroomPod. Welcome to our virtual salon. My name is Susy, and I'm your host. I'm a mobile groomer from Seattle, Washington, and anybody who knows me will tell you I love to talk, especially about my job. And one of my favorite people to talk to is my friend and mentor and the co-star of this show, the curator of ingredients, Miss Barbara Bird.
Hey, Susy, I am so happy to be here, and I have got some new, very innovative ingredients to talk about today.
All right. Welcome to episode 455 of the GroomPod, recorded on August 10th, 2025 in Snohomish, Washington, and Greenville, South Carolina. This podcast is brought to you by our kind sponsors, Best Shot, Show Season, Precision Sharp, Groomer, and Stasco. And if you guys would like to tip your podcasters and help Barbara on her adventures, because she's got some adventures potentially coming up, pretty cool, go to the website, thegroompod.com, and click on the donation button to help her on her journey. Or you can join us on Patreon. There's a button for that too. This week on the GroomPod, we are going to do a new feature that we think we're going to do every month. We'll see how it goes when we want to hear back from you guys. We're going to review the Groomer to Groomer issue of the month of August. So this is a cool thing. And then we're going to get a Bbirdseye view of Opaws Protein spray, which is an exciting new product that's come out. So what's new this week is brought to you by Groomer Software. If you haven't found Groomer, you're missing out. Groomer is an all-in-one software solution for your grooming business. Whether you are a solo mobile groomer or manage several shops, Groomer has everything you need. 24-hour online booking and forms, routing, credit card processing, reminders, Google Calendar and QuickBooks integration, and so much more. And the best customer service anywhere. Shop, mobile, or house call, Groomer has you covered. And they're giving us a free month. Just enter GroomPod22 in the coupon code. Barbara, I'm working on a behavior problem.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, if I tell you about it, perhaps someone will be listening and will have some thoughts for me.
Okay.
This is my husband's best friend's dog, and it's the Mexican street dog that we adopted because, I'm part of everyone's family, that he and his wife adopted 6 months ago, but I helped them find the dog. So pretty cool adventure getting that dog a new home. And she is very cute and very happy. She's what I thought was a scruffy terrier, but she turns out to be Chihuahua and Poodle. Who knew?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she looks like a schnoodle.
Of course, there's Chihuahua. She's Mexican. Ay, ay, ay.
Absolutely. And you can see both the Chihuahua and the Poodle in there working against each other.
Oh, yeah, well.
So here's a perfect example. They have a doggy door, and the dog was afraid of the doggy door because it came from Mexico. And even at the shelter, the dog just had an open door to go in and out whenever it wanted to. So going through a door is kind of a new concept for the dog. So we started to play the game, mom on one side, dad on the other, really high value treats, and get the dog to go through the door. So they can hold the door up and the dog will go through, and she gets all excited. And now, 2 months later, when they get the treat box out, she goes crazy. She sits in front of the door. She waits for the game. But when she has to go potty, she won't go through the door. I cannot connect potty with going through the door. Going through the door is nicely connected with treats at this point and a party from mom and dad, but not the potty. So I told them to only let her go out into the backyard through the little door. They can go out through the big door, but then she has to go through the little door. And hopefully that will connect potty with the door, because she stands at the door, and if they're there, they open the human door and let her out, which is not what they want because they're older. And
They want her to self. Yeah, well, good luck. All I can say, because I've got 2 Maltese, and I'm going to tell you, it's fucking random. I can leave the door wide open. It's not even a doggy door. It's a sliding glass door. And I can leave the door fucking wide open, and they will go from the living room, instead of going like 3 steps out the door, they'll go up and around and into the bedroom because it's not the living room, right? Yeah, it's not the living room.
That's what they caught her sniffing around in the bedroom. So I suspect the bedroom has been hit before, unfortunately, and they may not have caught it. And so I was thinking of maybe hanging the jingle bells by the door so that at least they could teach her to hit the jingle bells if she has to go out. Maybe that would work better for her.
It is really hard. Remember, I told you that I tried to use my training collars to
Right.
get them to go outside and to get them to stop barking. And all I accomplished was to get them to not go outside.
You're right. I remember you telling me that.
And it's because you so have to attach immediate reward with the act of peeing or pooping.
Yes.
Go potty. You got to use that term. You got to attach the potty term to the behavior.
That's what I thought.
And then find a way to reward it, even with a marker.
A marker might help them since they can't get down off the porch.
I would do a marker.
Okay.
I would get a clicker or a noise that you can make from the doorway where you stand. You can even let her out. You can push her through or get her out. But I would work separately on the go potty with the go through the door. I would separate those two things. And I would just reward her for walking into the yard and squatting. Bing! Hit the clicker and then before you do that, associate the clicker with treating.
I think you're right. I think I will tell them to use a clicker. That might actually make the connection for her. That and the term go potty. We had the go potty talk yesterday when I was there. I said, you need to get her to understand what go potty means so that you can use it in association with the door. And then make her go through the door every time she goes outside so that she knows that's the only way you get outside. Because she is perfectly willing to pee outside. She just won't go through the door to do it. It's when they're not paying attention that the problem lies.
I would also click and treat rewards for going through the door.
Yeah.
After you get to go through the door for the clicker and treat and pee for the click treat, then you can connect the two for an extended click treat.
I think you're right. I think that's a great way to go. And yesterday, on top of doing her in the morning, I did my standard poodle in the afternoon. And I made my legs start higher on the shoulder, and it made it look so much better. Plus, I left the forechest a little bit instead of taking it down tight. And those two things alone really changed the profile to something that I more recognized as being more correct. So I was pretty happy about my attempt there. Also, after talking to you, I realized that I'm doing her clean feet with my clipper vac. She turns away from me and it gets awkward if I use my Emerge cordless clipper and do her feet. I had to stop because the blade gets so hot, but it was much easier. So I had a much nicer looking foot to end that much nicer column, including the blending on top. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for thanking me.
Yes, I appreciate it very much.
I loves me an acknowledgement. Love to give them, love to receive them. Yay, it's like clicker work for my brain. Yes, yes, I'm a good girl. I'm a good girl. I made a difference.
And speaking of that, let's hear from our sponsors. Let me tell you about Best Shot's newest addition to the Ultramax Pro line. Ultramax Hair Hold is a flexible hairspray that can be layered on for a stronger hold. Ultramax Hair Hold spray is great, but my favorite new product is called the Max, and I won't groom without it. It's a fragrance-free ultra-concentrate conditioner and detangler. It reduces drying time and handles undercoat and tangles like magic. Just a few drops in the final rinse or spray it on and dry it in. Contact your favorite Best Shot distributor or learn more online at bestshotpet.com. Grooming success begins with Best Shot in your tub. Made from the best stuff on earth. Ready, groomers? Here comes our first appointment. Welcome to our new segment, which is called, we don't have a title for it. It's called
Groomer to Groomer Review.
I like it. That'll do for now till I get a catchier name or Barbara thinks of a catchier name. So we just thought we'd share our thoughts on this month's August issue of Groomer to Groomer. So Barbara, I really read the entire thing cover to cover. I don't normally do that, but for this, I did it. And I'd say I have some things I really liked, other things I kind of was not overly thrilled with. How did you feel just reading over the whole thing?
Yeah, I think I can say I had a similar experience.
Okay.
I mean, there are some things that I was okay with. There are a couple of things that I really liked. I loved that the Gordon Setter won Best in Show at wherever it was. And because I watched that woman groom that dog at Groomed a year and a half ago, and I was rooting for her then. She does a bang up job. That was great. I noticed looking at the cover, I liked this cover a lot. I felt that this cover really represented the industry well. Jonathan David looks good. He's one of those men that has become more handsome with age. I just have to say that. He's really become better looking as he matured. And the photograph is beautiful. I noticed that it was a specially staged photograph, not just a snapshot blown up. It was really well done. The woman is wearing a shirt color that looks good behind the black poodle. You know, just visually very right on. So that was my first reaction.
I love that whole section. To be able to see the creative pictures done professionally and both sides, and to look at the really exceptionally groomed dogs from the ring, I thought it was valuable and helpful for my own personal grooming and just really fun to look at.
For me, there was nothing in there that was really earth shaking, but it was an okay issue. But there were things that I liked and things that pushed my buttons.
Well, right off the bat, I want to say great job, Daryl Connor, because I enjoyed her little description of how she grooms the dog, a process of how she groomed the dog, and how the tools that she uses affect her finish and how quickly she gets it done and all that. I thought that was really interesting. She talks about getting them clean, getting them dry. She talks about getting them prepped and clipped and finished, and and how the tools she chooses contribute to that finished product. The other one that I enjoyed, because it's a pet peeve for me, is Chris Bear Anthony's article about posture and the appropriate ways to stand. That was great.
Yeah, I like that. I thought that was some of the most informative information in the whole issue. I very much liked Daryl's article, but I didn't like her dog, her picture.
Yeah.
And right underneath the dog's belly, it says 1 hour, 20 minutes to finish groom. And I thought, geez, I would have spent another 5 or 10 minutes on the face. And so that was a bitchy response that I had. I am a bitch.
And we love Daryl.
And we love Daryl. And she's a wonderful writer.
Yeah, I agree. Not the most balanced.
Yeah, I liked the article on do's and don'ts of treating at the grooming table. I thought that was helpful if you didn't know already.
Yeah, because using treats at the grooming table is a hit or miss kind of a thing. Sometimes it's helpful, sometimes it's not.
And I liked that they wrote about how sometimes you can like really hurt yourself or create the opposite of what you want with a poor use of treats. So I thought that was a pretty good article for people that haven't had any behavioral training.
I thought it was really neat that there were a couple behavior articles in there. You know, always good to get more behavior.
I think behavior is a key focus for me too. Picture of the Bichon with Mackenzie Murphy.
Oh, yeah.
It was an ad, but that was a beautiful thing. She represents us well, really well. She's pretty. Her dog was immaculately groomed. That was a compelling ad for me. I liked seeing my favorite product, Best Shot the Max, in a nice ad. I mean, the ads are as important to me as the articles, and it's important because people are putting out a lot of cash for those ads.
They sure are. I liked the house call article where the lady described her house call grooming business. I think it was a lady. I better check that. Kathy Halsler wrote an article about being a house call groomer. Is it right for you? And I thought she covered a lot of really good things about house call grooming, a lot of insights. I thought that was good. And then one of the ones that pushed my buttons a little bit was the scheduling article, only because it had a very AI feel about it. Because I often go to AI and ask for help, and just the way the article was written, it didn't really go into particulars very much. And it just felt like AI was heavily involved in that one. And I surprised myself in being able to pick that out. Why didn't I like that article? And then I thought, oh, well, boy, it seems like a lot of AI here, which hooray for AI, but you have to put your own stuff in there.
I had a negative reaction to that article as well. It didn't occur to me that it was a total AI generated article. What occurred to me was that it was a bunch of well organized generalizations. It didn't really seem to tell me how to get from point A to point B. I missed the personal story or something, the personal anything.
And I'm not saying that I know by any means that this lady just wrote an AI article. It just felt like that. So it put me off. That's all. It didn't really thrill me. The other one that didn't thrill me, Barbara, was the cat dander article. Because of the description of the bathing process, which I was not a fan of right off the bat, because she said to apply a degreasing shampoo on a dry coat and let it sit there. That's how she starts her cat bath.
That is so old school.
It didn't feel right to me, but everybody has different ways to do things, and I get it. It's just not the way I would have chosen. And then she hand does a second bath, and she uses tools while she's bathing the cat. And there were just some things. There's good information in there as well, with the potential of where the flakes of dandruff come from and potential ways to get rid of it. But her process, I just thought was a little flawed, in my opinion. And that's just my opinion.
Well, this is what a podcast is for, is our opinions, really. I confess that I didn't really read that.
Well, here, let me quote a little for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Use the right drying nozzle. Drying technique matters here. For dandruff-prone cats, I recommend using a water peeler style nozzle that gives a powerful blast of air without being overwhelming. Okay, I would not choose that for my cat, ever. Not a water peeler, not a cone nozzle. The cats really don't like that kind of pressure very much. Maybe if I had a variable speed dryer, it would be a better suggestion for me. But as it is, I'm an on-off kind of a girl with my canine too, and I just wouldn't choose that for a cat myself. Nor would I the other thing that kind of tweaked me is she's got degreaser on the coat. Then she says gently exfoliate during the first shampoo using a scrubbing glove or bar soap, bar shampoo. And then she says follow with the medicated shampoo. So that's 3 product contacts for a cat. I don't like that.
No. After rinsing out the degreaser, follow up with a cleansing or clarifying cat shampoo that will help exfoliate without irritating the skin. Well, the degreaser is going to also exfoliate. I like using a scrubbing glove or a bar shampoo in a net bag.
It's just not the way I would do it. Maybe this works for her.
You have to remember we dyed in the wool recirculating bathing system users, and we do a lot of this massaging and exfoliating just with water pressure with our product through the Bathing Beauty. So you don't need to scrub or rub on the hair. In my information basket, it says that any scrubbing or rubbing of hair, rubbing the hair shafts or fur against each other causes surface damage, especially if you're doing it without conditioning. And this is doing it before you condition. And I don't see anything here about conditioner.
Yeah, no conditioning.
No conditioning. So
that one was not my favorite. I'll just say that. Not my favorite.
She said this after you've degreased and exfoliated, man, you're doing a number on this cat. The skin can benefit from something soothing and therapeutic, a medicated shampoo. Well, hello, a medicated shampoo is meant to kill things. Chlorhexidine or antifungal agents, they're not helping rebalance the skin, they're killing the skin microbiome. Lynn, I'm sorry. I'm critical here. I'm a bitch.
It was my fault. I pointed it out to her.
Yeah, you pointed out. I guess there was a reason that I didn't fully read this article.
So this is one of the things that Barbara and I have talked about in the past, in that Groomer to Groomer does not do any verification checking on accuracy in techniques and product use. And
yeah, that's because they don't insist on it, you identifying sources, or it's just like very non-academic.
One of these articles does list sources, and it was very good to read that. I thought that was really nice.
Was that Dr. Faber's article?
I'm not thinking that was it, although I did read all of that also. And that one had some good information about when you might potentially send your client to the vet.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of a nothing burger, actually. Look at this cosmic sun system, foam that's out of this world.
Yeah, they've got something coming.
I'm doing a study on foam. I'm going to go. Yeah, I will be there.
I'm sure there'll be a Groom Expo. That'll be good. I thought the Pup Lux.
No, they already tell me they're at booth 134 at Groom Expo. So I already know, the address.
Oh, nice. That'll be good. Yeah, I think I want to say, I can't find who used the references, but one of these authors used references, and maybe it was the treat one. No, not the treat one. Anyway, so lots of good stuff in here, especially the advertising. It's fun to read. There's a grooming segment.
Well, did you look at the I not only looked at the ad for the grooming aid, but I went to their website, which is exactly what an ad is supposed to do to you.
Yeah,
Like
I did
make
the
you
same
go to
thing.
the website.
Yep.
Or encourage you. I looked at their stuff. It looks like an interesting alternative. Still very pricey. And I had previously looked at Alpha Grooming has a suction cup tie down gadget
Uh-huh.
that I want to look at. And because $100 for one tie down, they have a screw down tie down at the grooming aid that looks really good that you can attach to your grooming arm pole or their separate arm. That looks like very professional, but
So,
it's so pricey.
so I'm mixed on that because a single
You're
grooming
mixed on
arm,
that?
yes, the single grooming arm does not support a dog's weight very well, and it will really kind of start to remove itself off the table if you try to use some support at the end of it.
Right. I don't like the lack of a strap to connect to the rear pole.
Yeah.
They can move their hips around and still get a little bit too much rear end motion for my comfort.
I don't like the way they have the post directly underneath the dog's head so that if the dog puts his head down, he's going to hit that post. I don't care for that. So those were a couple things. I also didn't see an emergency release.
I didn't see emergency release either, but my perception of the grooming post was that you secured the side of the head pretty much close to that pole.
It maybe it is this. I don't know. It looks like it's straight in front underneath of the dog.
I'll go find out. I do believe in positioning systems.
For people who want something that just goes onto their old-fashioned post at the right down near the table that they want to hook the front of the back of the dog to, I think it will work just fine for that. Better than a loop around your post that goes up and down. At least this will be fixed in a certain spot. So for that, I think it's okay.
Yeah, you can screw it to a certain spot. I think that's probably worth $100, but that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I think the main thing for that we want to emphasize is that securing the dog's positioning on the table really counts. That would be our article,
Yes.
right? Maybe I'll write an article that's an overview of the different kind of stuff that's out
A
there,
little blog post.
equipment that's out there to secure the grooming position,
Absolutely.
and then that allows you to focus on your position because when you're struggling with a dog, you're not focusing on having a neutral standing position. You don't have it. Let's face it.
Yep.
You're bent over, you're hunched, you're crunched, you're tense. And I, for one, am paying the price for my many, many years standing at the table, struggling with dogs, even after I had equipment to not do so. Bad me.
Yeah. I'm good with posture. I do pretty well with that.
Now I'm bitch crunching my own self. See,
You are feisty. Feisty.
being hypercritical today. Well, that's what we set out to do. So what else?
There's a nice grooming van they showed off. Guy's business.
Yeah, I like those guys. I thought that was pretty good. They really grew their business.
They seem like they've got it going on. So if you want to read about a good example of how to grow a mobile business into 3 vans, they've done it. Really nice job. And I think that was most everything. There's a how to justify your cost for mobile grooming, the total value.
Oh yeah.
That was a pretty good article.
Yeah.
Also, nothing mind blowing, but good information. So let us know if you want us to keep doing this. We had a good time doing it. It's fun to pick other people's stuff apart.
They'll probably never publish another article after I've done all of this bitch ranting.
We're talking about Groomer to Groomer. They should be happy.
Yeah.
They should be happy we're talking about the magazine because I don't think it gets talked about a lot in every circle. You know, we all know about the shows, but we don't talk or give much honor to the magazine. And I think the magazine is a vital part of what they do.
It's our only journal.
Yeah, and kudos to everybody who submits an article because that's above and beyond task there to get published.
Okay, so Liz Johnston is the groomer with the Gordon Center.
Okay.
And again, she wore the right thing. She's got like an orange red dress on to groom this black and tan Gordon Setter, and it's just the perfect backdrop for her dog. Good going.
Yeah, definitely makes the photograph stand out and the dog stand out in front of her. Yeah.
And she's got these two good-looking guys with very white teeth.
That's funny.
That's one of the first things I noticed. I noticed that ultra white teeth are really in. They're hot these days.
If you're going to be on camera and you're going to be standing next to people who have whitened the crap out of their teeth, you have to do your teeth or you look like you have yellow teeth. Like just look at some of the TV shows when they talk to somebody who is not a media person and their teeth aren't whitened to the inch of their lives. Yeah, you can really tell.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I chose the color for my dentures.
Oh,
Did I want the ultra white? I actually took a couple of shades down, at least one shade down.
yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't feel natural with that. But
I agree.
a couple of decades later, I sort of wished, yeah, I should have got this.
Well, you didn't know everybody was going to go into this fanatical teeth whitening thing. Who knew?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's take another break. And then we're going to come back with a bird's eye view of Opaws Protein Spray. The GroomPod and Precision Sharp would like to invite you to check out the newest precise cut shear called Lynx. Its patented design features a thumb ring that slides the length of the handle for perfect ergonomic placement of your thumb. Slide it, lock it into place, and get your best grooms on. Check it out at precisionsharp.com.
Show Season has a great enzymatic cleaner called Kennel Fresh. And you dilute it with warm water and it smells good, and then it evaporates to be a deodorant. As the Kennel Fresh dries, it's enzymatic, it eats the bacteria and the odor source. So it's really good stuff. You can use it indoors or out. Find it at your local distributors or showseasongrooming.com.
Groomers, take your seats. It's time for Bbird's Classroom. All right, give it to us straight, Barbara. What do you think of the Opaws Protein Spray?
Okay, I'm really impressed with this product, and that's why I'm making a big deal out of it, because it is a true example of the trend towards hair repair, hair treatment, making hair better, actually has shown up in the pet grooming industry. This is a protein spray by Opaws, who is the coloring king of colors, queen, whatever.
The champion.
The champion of the industry in grooming coloring. And my point is that they have come out with a protein spray that's a real protein spray that's likely to make a real difference in your animal's coat health. If you have a damaged coat, whether it's from coloring or bleaching in the sun or swimming in the pool or
Rough handling.
too handling or too much slicker brushing or whatever might have caused accumulated and significant hair damage. This protein spray is a possible tool for restoring temporarily. You have to continue using it. We still recognize and always will recognize that hair is dead. It is not self regenerating. As soon as the hair shaft emerges from the skin, it's dead. It can grow longer and longer shaft of dead hair, but it's dead. It doesn't repair itself as does the skin, has some self-repairing ability. The critical element in this Opaws protein spray is glutenin, glutenin, which is an amino acid from wheat protein and other proteins. It's a key component of gluten, which some people and possibly some pets can be highly allergic to. So we need to keep that in mind that there might be a rare human or canine that doesn't do well with this product. But here are the ingredients: water, RPGA, which I'll talk about, glutenin, steartrimonium chloride, cedaryl alcohol, fragrance, macadamia seed oil, and citric acid. That's not too many ingredients. That's another thing I like about this spray is that it's not trying to impress us with 37 ingredients. It's pretty simple. It's to the point. The RPGA stands for gamma polyglutamic acid, which is a naturally occurring biopolymer made of multiple units of the aminic acid glutamic acid linked together. The features of it, it's a powerful humectant. So it's known for its exceptional ability to attract and retain moisture to the hair and to the skin, making it at least as potent as hyaluronic acid. It has at least the same moisture holding properties, if not more. I mean, it may even have greater water retention capacity than hyaluronic acid, which is a favorite ingredient for my skin and hair. It has film forming properties. So it creates a very thin film on the surface of the hair, which helps to strengthen the fiber and protect it from environmental damage and moisture loss. Glutamine is actually the property of wheat that makes bread dough stick together. It makes it elastic. Isn't that cool? This translates that elasticity into a hair product. It makes the hair more elastic, which gives it strength to be pulled and tugged at and maneuvered and massaged without breaking or cracking the hair cuticle. Neat, huh?
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah. And this is also an ingredient. RPGA is good for hair and good for scalp. So it helps to hydrate the scalp and strengthen and protect the hair fiber. So it's working on both things, and it has a natural origin. RPGA is formed, it's produced through a fermentation. I love fermentation is of the future, people. We will see this fermented ingredients more and more in the next 10 years. I do hereby predict it's fermented using certain types of bacteria, and it can be derived from fermented soybeans. Now, gluten in itself, RPGA, is natural, it is multiple units of the amino acid glutamic acid. Gluten is the more whole amino acid.
Oh, there
There
we
we
go.
go again. Thank
There you
thank,
go.
thank you, my brain.
Yes.
Hydrolyzed glutenin is a natural protein found in wheat. The primary source of glutenin is in the endosperm of the wheat molecule that contains gluten, which gluten is consists of glutenin and gliadin. So there's two components of gluten. This is one of them. Gluten is obtained from wheat through a process of milling, washing, drying, filtering, yada, yada, yada. And its unique properties make it very valuable in cosmetic formulations, especially contributing to skin and hair care through enhanced moisture retention and conditioning effects. Got it?
Got it.
Okay, next ingredient. Steartrimonium chloride is primarily used in cosmetics and personal care products, particularly hair care items like conditioners and hair dyes, as well as in some skincare products. It functions as an anesthetic agent, which is always helpful when pet groomers, we need anesthetics because we are actually the very process of blow drying and combing and brushing creates static. This ingredient is an anesthetic, reduces static electricity in the hair, thereby improving manageability. It acts as a conditioning agent, providing a smoother, softer feeling to the hair. Not that the hair feels, but that we feel.
Yeah.
Thank you, my mind, for clarifying that. A softer feel to hair and skin. And catch this, additionally, it can be used as a surfactant and a preservative, and it helps in the formation of emulsions. Boy, that's a multifaceted ingredient,
Yes.
steartrimonium chloride. It's a quat. We learned in our conditioning webinar just recently that quats are critical to conditioning because they're cationic, and that's what clings tightly to the hair. So this steartrimonium chloride is the adhesive element. And next ingredient is cetyl alcohol, which is well-known, common emulsifying conditioner base. It's used as a basis for both skin and hair, and it's probably important for its thickening properties in this product. You're not going to want very much thickening in a spray, but it has to be enough thickening that the droplets are going to not just fall through the hair, but actually stay in the hair, right?
Yeah, they'll stick in there.
Yeah. And then it has macadamia seed oil. And what I love is that it has one botanical. It does not have 37 botanicals or 5 botanicals. It has one botanical, which we could consider an active ingredient, not just fairy dust. Hydrogenated macadamia seed oil function as skin conditioning agent. It's emollient, it softens the skin, and it's also a hair conditioning ingredient that enhances the appearance and feel of the hair, as does our glutenin, and it increases hair body suppleness, sheen, and improves the texture of hair that has been physically damaged by mechanical or chemical treatment. How's that?
It must be expensive or something. Why wouldn't more people use that?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's new.
Okay.
I mean, macadamia seed oil is used a lot. The final ingredient is citric acid, and that's used to bring the pH of the product up to a decent level. It needs to be somewhat acidic for everything to work well. Okay. So
Yeah.
I think this is a fascinating product. I'm real excited to see it in the grooming area, not just a hair product that I picked up for myself, but as a matter of fact, I am going to acquire some for myself because I have the worst damaged old hair. I just went through another major hair loss, detangling my hair after leaving mousse in my hair. I love the way that my mousse texturizes my hair, makes it nice and curly, but I slept on it for a week like that, and I just like fucked up my old hair. I had to then use my horse detangler, my special tool from mainly long hair to get the tangles out of my hair. I was matted. I was going dreadlocks there for a while.
Ah,
This is a real exciting product. I'm just pleased pink. That's me. Pleased pink. To see it come along. I'm going to get my hands on some. I'm sort of waiting for Groom Expo and hoping that they'll give me some. I dropped them a hint when I talked to them about their product. I dropped them a hint, which they didn't take me up on sending me a freebie. And I'm kind of out of purchasing funds for my little researches or testing. Consumer testing costs money.
it does.
Please contribute to my fund.
At thegroompod.com.
Right, that's it.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for that information. It was fun. And thank you, Barkley, for putting out Groomer to Groomer so that we can go through it every month, which I think will be fun. And remember to support our sponsors. Happy grooming, everyone. See you next time on the GroomPod. Bye-bye now.
Take care of yourselves because we love you.